This is data modeling part 2 video. The agenda of this video is we are going to learn type of data model, components of dimensional data model and star schema data model. Dimensional data model is the recommended one which we are going to use in our Microsoft Power BI, and the star schema model. We are going to learn about these things. Keep watching this video. Type of data model. In our Microsoft Power BI, we have three kinds of data model: relational, dimensional, and entity relationship. Relational. Relational fields, like it defines the connection between tables based on shared field. Okay, one to one, one to many, and many to many. These are the three kind of relational data model which are existing in the uh, table and relationship concepts. So one to one, like one record, a single record in a table correspond to exactly one record to the another table. One to many, this is the common relationship what we are using in our data cycle or database management systems. Okay, in which a single record in one table is linked to many record in another table. Many to many, less common but possible. It's require a base table to connect two tables with many to many records. Okay, dimensional. Dimensional data model is the main one which is recommended in our Microsoft Power BI. So we are going to completely focus on dimensional data model. Okay, it focuses on separation of factual data from descriptive attributes, make it easier to analyze trends and patterns. Okay, let's break down. There are three things in our dimensional data model on which we are going to focus: fact table, dimensions table, and relationship. Fact tables, this is the core of the model and contains the quantitative data that you want to analyze, often including measures like sales figure, inventories level, and website links. Dimensional table, in short, dim tables. Okay. We surrounded the fact tables and provide the context for the factual data that contains descriptive attributes that recognize the facts. Relationship. One to many relationships connect a dimensional table to the fact table. A single record from a dimensional table can be linked to the many record in our fact table. Entity relationship. Similarly, entity and relationship. Entity is a kind of real world object like employee, staff, or product, or any other thing like real world things. Okay, so this is a, for example, entity is the sales context, like customer, product, order, or location. So this is the and entity you can easily recognize with the help of your table. Okay, and the relationship, yes, one to one, one to many, and many to many relationships are there between the when we are going to create the relationship between the tables. The dimensional data model. Dimensional data model is the recommended one, so we are going to deep dive into the dimensional data model. Dimensional data model, we have four things which we have to know about the dimensional data model. Its component, okay, table, fields, fact table, and dimensional tables. As we know, it contains the building block of model. To organize the data contains one or more columns to specify the attribute of the column. Fields are especially the represent a specific attribute, can be different data type, date time, integer, number, boolean. Fact table is surrounded by the dimensional tables, and it contains the measures or the metrics of the data model such as sales amount, total discount, profit margin, etc. It typically have one or more foreign key which are going to establish the relationship between the other tables. Dimensional table, in short, dim table, contains additional data related to the fact table. Okay, because we are going to use the foreign key in our fact table, so the main record related to the product, related to the customers, in the dimensional table we are going to say like customer address, name, reason, date of birth, contact number, etc. In the product name, product category, product price, etc. Okay, so these are the main components of our dimensional data model. Power BI, we are going to use the star schema. Okay, and it is completely depend upon our dimensional data model. In star schema, we have a central table which known as fact table, and that fact table is surrounded by the numbers of dimensional table. I will show all these things practically when we will work with our Power BI tool. So this is the main concept behind the star schema model. In center, we have a fact table which may contain numbers of foreign keys, which will be the primary key of dimensional table, and our fact table will be like surrounded by the numbers of dimensional table. The dimensional table contains the deep detail about your entities, like maybe customer table is there, product table is there. So in the customer table you will get everything about the customer, but in the fact table you will get only the ID of your customer, not the entire detail. But yes, if you want to fetch all the record with the help of customer ID, you will get everything related to that particular customer, like contact number, age, date of birth, location, etc. So this is the main concept behind star schema data model. Here is the how we are going to distribute our dataset into numbers of table. So in the center we have a fact table, here only having the foreign keys from the other tables and establishing a relationship between the tables. In the center we have a fact table and dimensional tables are there, which is order status, fulfillment, customer, product, and shipping city. So from these dimensional tables we are using only foreign key in our order table and report. That will be our fact table. Okay, and this is how it is going to work in our real world example. I'm going to show you on Power BI. Now, here I have connected one data source which is sales detail, and in this data set we have around 27 columns. So it is very tough to scroll every time and look into the errors, looking into the data consistency and other things. So, and one more thing, it is very tough to analyze everything in a single record. Maybe we will forget to add few more important details which requires while going to create a visualizer. So this is our main table on which we are having everything like customer detail, product detail, order status, shipping detail, fulfillment type, sales channel, and product ID, product category, country, state, shipping details, location, everything. So in this table we are not uh, getting everything in a very formal way, because it is a very complex data set what we are using right now. So it is good to convert this entire data set into a star schema model, or we can say dimensional data model. We are going to divide all these details into few smaller tables, like having the columns 4 5 columns, and then we are going to create a relationship between fact table and dimensional table. Sales detail table in which we have 27 columns. I have divided these all records into dimensional tables. Like for customers, we have one separate table. For fulfillment type, we have separate table. Order status, we have other table, and for the product details, we have created a new table with the column, like 5 columns are there, and shipping city. Okay, so there are 3 columns in shipping city. So this is the way how I have divided our large data set into smaller tables, smaller data set, and going to create relationship between that. And in the fact table now we have only 14 columns. Earlier, how many columns we are getting? We are getting around 27 columns. 27 columns are there, but now when we created a fact table and dimensional table, it is only 14. So it is very easy to analyze the record and make the changes if required. So these are the way how we are converting our dataset into dimensional data model or star schema. After performing all the changes, we have these dataset in our visualizer, and we can easily find out all the data related to those uh, tables and the relationship between those table and data. If you are not finding anything in your application, you can make the changes, you can create the relationship, like order status is there and order ID is there. You can just put it and make it as order ID. It will create a relationship between order status and order and fact table. Okay, this is the way how we are creating different tables from our complex data set, and we are going to follow the dimensional data model and star schema model which is recommended in our Microsoft Power BI. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching this video. Please watch the previous videos for more clarification and visit our website www.clearcatnet.com.